Okay, let's continue. Okay, so budget execution, let's start from BED or the budget execution document. So ang susunod dyan is there will be an allotment release documents for comprehensive release or FCR list. So ibig sabihin lang nun, the DBM now formulates the allotment release program or ARP to set the limit of allotment release during the upcoming year. Kung napansin niyo yung sa General Accounting Plan kanina, yun yung SARO, no? Statement of Allotment Release, no? Yun. Okay, so allotment is the authorization issued by the DBM to the government agencies to incur obligations for specified amounts contained in the legislative appropriation in the form of budget release documents. Siguro bilisan lang natin to kasi mamaya may mga example tayo as to allotment, as to obligation, as to appropriations, no? Okay, next is after ng allotment release, agencies obligate their budgets. Okay? So, after that, the government agencies incur obligation which will be paid by the government. So, pagka nagkaroon na ngayon ng obligations, magkakaroon na ngayon ng disbursement authorities, no? Ibig sabihin, magbabayad na tayo. So, pag yung disbursement authorities sa Chapter 5, madidiscuss din siya. Pero ito siya, first, the Notice of Cash Allocations, authority issued by the DBM to the central, regional, and provincial offices. So, yan yung Notice of Cash Allocation. Meron din tayong tinatawag na Notice of Transfer Allocation, authority issued by an agency central to its regional and operating units. The Non-Cash Availment Authority, authority issued by the DBM to agencies to cover the liquidation of their actual obligations. And we also have the Cash Disbursement Ceiling, authority issued by the DBM to agencies with foreign operations. So siguro for now, it's for you to define what are these different disbursement authorities, no? Okay, so medyo nakakalito ha, sorry, pero siguro a little later kapag na-discuss na natin siya, mas maiintindihan mo na siyang mas maigi, no? Okay, so next, after the budget execution, so ito yan, no? Budget disbursement, so Notice of Cash Allocations is for cash disbursement. Non-cash availment authority is for loans and kinds. Cash disbursement ceiling is for foreign post expenses. Tax remittance advice. So, madidiscuss ko yan sa chapter 5 eh. Pero yung isang nawawala dyan is yung Notice of Transfer Allocation. Yun yung authority issued naman na cash din yon pero from agency central office yon to regional office and other operating units niya. Okay, then next, after the budget execution will be the budget accountability. Sa budget accountability reports, titingnan ngayon how well did you perform when it comes to budget. So, performance review shall be based on the following documents. Yung BEDS mo, yung BEDS kasi yun yung plans mo. Did you get or nakuha mo ba yung target mo? So, magkakaroon ngayon ng budget accountability reports or BARs for accomplishments. So, titingnan yun isa-isa. Then, did you cover financial utilization, physical accomplishments, and revenue generations? And also, this accountability serve as a guide of DBM in deciding whether reallocation of fund or additional release is necessary and basis in reporting the status of the budget to the President on a monthly basis. So, kaya tinitingnan, kasya pa kaya, baka kailangan ng additional funds so that we can report it to the President. Okay? Next, budget accountability performance review shall also remind agencies through call-up No, we can improve, no? Encourage online submission of reports, close coordination with agencies and provide technical assistance, post in the DBM websites and reports. And then implement the no report, no release policy. Kasi parang monthly namomonitor ng national government kung halimbawa yung ni-release nila sa DOH, sa DepEd, etc., sa DPWH, sa DENR. Kung may natitira pa ba dun sa inallocate, sa inalat sa kanila, na-obligate na ba lahat yon? So that's it. Normally naman class, nauubos nila. Okay? That's the normal way around. Okay. So I have already discussed this, no? The budget process now. Now, para maintindihan nyo, I have here a story. No, I have here a story. Hindi ko lang kung saan lalagay ito. Okay. So the budget cycle. Papa and Mama are leaving for a 1-month trip, so they ask you and your little sister to make an estimate of the money you will need while they are gone. So that's budget call. No? They are asked you to estimate. You started your estimate by asking for little sister of her needs, bottom-up budgeting. No? Kung ano yung mga kailangan niya, kung ano talaga yung kailangan niya, that's bottom-up budgeting. Same time last year, Papa and Mama also went for a 1-month trip and they had made a similar estimate. However, instead of giving them that old estimate, you decided to make a new one in order to better reflect current circumstances. So, that's zero-based budgeting. You defended your estimate with your mama. Defend mo siya. That's budget hearing. Mama submitted the estimate to Papa for approval. That's presentation to the Office of the President. Then, Papa consulted Lolo, a retired lawyer, to review your estimate. That's house deliberation. After you reviewing the estimate, Lolo gave the estimate to Lola, a retired CPA, for further study. Lolo and Lola had some disagreements, so they asked Umpong, your dog, to harmonize conflicts. That's bicameral deliberations. After harmonizing the conflicts, Umpong submitted the bicam version of the estimate back to both Lolo and Lola for ratification. Lolo and Lola submitted the ratified estimate to Papa for enactment. Your approved budget for the month is 100 pesos. Diba? Ang dami pang pinagdaanan. Then Papa left the money to Uncle. Uncle gave you guidelines on how the money will be released to you based on your estimates of the timing of disbursements. It's the release of guidelines and the beds. Uncle told you that you can now incur obligations up to a maximum of 80 pesos. So that's allotment. So kahit sabihin mo 100 yung appropriation mo, 80 lang yung inalat. So yun lang. You then went to Aling Masing stores to purchase groceries good for 1 month worth 50 pesos on credit. So alam mo na magkaka-80 pesos ka na, so umutang ka na ngayon. That's already incurrence of obligations. Then Uncle gave you 25 pesos to cover your cash disbursement needs for 1 week. So that's disbursement authority or notice of cash allocations. Kasi aside from dun sa 80 na allotment, no, may gagastusin ka pa eh. You gave your little sister her share, 5 pesos, notice of transfer of allocation. Your disbursement in first week were as follows. 5 pesos installment payment to Aling Masing and 12 pesos on personal needs. Little per sister, 5 pesos on personal needs. Total disbursement is 22 pesos. Then budget accountability. Your accountability reports after first week will show the following. So we have now your bars, budget accountability reports. Appropriation 100, allotment 80, unreleased appropriations is 20, obligation incurred 50 plus 12. Okay, that's 67. Unobligated allotment is 13. Disbursement 22. Unpaid obligations is 67 kasi binayaran lang natin yung ano kanina. 45 payable to Aling Masing. Okay. Then unused NCA is 3 pesos. Kasi 25 lang yung cash allocation eh. So 22 yung na-spend mo. Then 3 pesos. Uncle periodically updates Papa and Mama regarding your budget execution through call and text. So that's performance review. Papa and Mama will audit you when they return. So that's audit. So I hope this story will help you understand what is an appropriation, what is an allotment, what is an unreleased budget. Okay. So I hope you understand, no? Yan. Okay, now let's move on. Take note, class, na we are always have the balanced budget wherein expenditures should be less than, or equal to the revenues. Hindi pwedeng mas lumaki yung expenditures, otherwise deficit ang government. Okay? So, third part of this chapter will be the reporting requirements. What are the reporting requirements? The journals. So, these are the different journals: general journals, cash receipts journal, cash disbursement journal, and check disbursement journal. Then we have the ledgers. General ledgers and subsidiary ledgers. Then also we need to have our registries. There are 4 registries. Okay. RROR, registries and other receipts. Registry of appropriations and allotments. Registries of allotments, obligation and disbursement. And then registries of budget utilization and disbursement. A little later may example ako dito. Tandaan lang natin yung ano yung ibig sabihin ng RROR. RAPAL, RAOD, RBUD. Okay. So RROR, it's used to monitor. So what's again RROR? Registries and other receipts. Registries and other receipts. Okay. Registries and other receipts. Registry of appropriations and allotments. Registry of allotments, obligation and disbursement. Registries of budget utilization and disbursement. Registries and other receipts. So we have used to monitor the budgeted amounts, actual collections, and remittances of revenues and other receipts. RAPAL, registries of allotments, appropriations, and allotments. Tama? Okay. RAOD, registries of allotments, obligations, and disbursements. And then RBUD, registries of budget utilization and disbursement. So RAPAL used to monitor appropriations and allotments. This is to ensure that allotments will not exceed appropriation. Siyempre, di ba? Parang yung kanina yung sa 100 tsaka 80. 80 yung allotment, 100 yung appropriations. Hindi pwedeng magbaliktad. RAOD or registries on allotments, obligations, and disbursements used to monitor the allotments received, the actual disbursement made. Take note that there will be separate RAOD will be maintained for each object of expenditures. Ang object of expenditures natin, PS, MOOE, FE, tsaka CO or capital outlay. RBUOD is the registries of budgets, utilization, and disbursements. Used to record the approved special budget and corresponding utilization and disbursement charge to retained income. Okay, ito yung sinasabi ko, object of expenditures. PS for personal services pertains to all types of employee benefits, maintenance and other operating expenses or MOOE. It pertains to various operating expenses other than employee benefits and financial expenses. Financial expense pertain to finance costs. Capital outlay pertains to capitalizable expenditures. Now, who is in charge in keeping the general accounts? Sinabi ko na yan, no? Nung chapter 1 pa lang. It is the Commission of Audit or the COA shall keep the general accounts of the government and preserve the vouchers and other supporting documents. So let's try the basic reportings. Let's try the appropriations. Entity A, a government agencies, receives it consisting of the following. PS 100, MOOE 60, financial expenses, wala, capital outlay is 200 for a total of 360. That's appropriations. So the receipt of appropriation is posted or recorded in the registry of appropriation and allotments as follows. So makikita mo dyan kung anong entity, anong fund cluster, then date, reference, and then kung anong appropriations. Ayan na siya. PS 60 MO, so 160 MOO with 200 CO. Mamaya, pag may allotment, i-record din natin dyan. Okay, next. Allotment. Entity A receives its allotment from DBM. Yung PS kanina, instead na 100 yan kanina, di ba? So, yan. Instead na 100, 90 lang ang allotment. MOOE, ang appropriation ay 60, 40 ang allotment. Capital outlay, 200 ang appropriations, 170 ang allotment. So, tingnan natin yung recordings. The receipt of allotment is posted and or recorded in the RAPAL. So, yan na siya. Pansinin mo na siya dito, class. Ito. Okay. Yan. Ayan na siya. Posted na siya. Yung allotments, meron na siyang 90,000 MOOE, 40 capital outlay, 170. So, as of the moment, the unreleased appropriations is meron pang natitirang 60. Okay? Kasi 360 yan. Also, i-record din natin siya sa registries of allotments, obligations, and disbursement kasi may allotments na. So, ito na ngayon yung allotments. So, iba-iba po yung allotments or RAODs natin per objects of expenditures. Ang ginamit natin, we have PS. So, yun yung 90. Then, we also have allotments for MOOE, 40. And for capital outlay na 170. Pansinin mo ito, class. Nandito naman nakalagay yung allotments, tapos mamaya pag may obligations, tapos may disbursement. So, okay. So, diretsahin natin. Pag nagkaroon na ngayon ng incurrence of obligations, so let's say ito. When we say on incurrence of obligations, there will be ORs, or obligation request and status. Obligations shall be incurred through the issuance of ORs. The requesting official prepares documents supported by valid claim documents like disbursement vouchers, payroll, purchase job orders, itinerary, etc. The head of the requesting agency or the requesting official certify the necessity and legality of the obligations and the validity of the supporting documents. The head of the budget decision shall certify the availability of allotment. Okay. So, for an instance, no? Ito, gawa tayo. Entity A enters into the following contract. So, nagkaroon na ng obligation kasi meron ng mga nangyari. PS natin, merong employment contracts na 70,000. Then, yung MOOE nag-purchase ng purchase contract for office supplies 25. And then, may capital outlay na for office equipment 160. So, how are we going to record it? No? So, ang ORS mo, ganito siya. Okay. Entity A, pay mo. Let's say, pay dyan si George Bayaran. Big office. Address na Somewhere Street, Little Town. So, nakalagay dyan yung date, anong fund cluster. Then, kung sino yung anong office siya, Human Resource, Administration Office, for job order, for office supplies, for office equipment. Then, ilalagay mo na, dito mo na ngayon gagamitin yung mga code mo, anong activity, anong UX code, then yung amount. So, 70, 25, and 160 for a total of 255. Then, the head of requesting agency signed here as we're in charges to appropriation that allotments are necessary, lawful, and under any direct supervision. Ito yung fiscal responsibility that everyone who signs here will be responsible. Then, of course, the budget division will certify that there is an allotment is available and obligated for that purpose. So, kapag meron ng ganyan, yung ating RAOD, yung registry on allotment, obligation, and disbursement, i-record na ngayon natin. So, ito yun. Yung sa PS, kanina 90, di ba? So, meron na ngayon, obligation sa 70. May unobligated allotment ka pa na 20. So, obligated pa lang, wala pa namang disbursement. Kaya was 0 pa yung disbursement. Tapos, not yet due and demandable, hindi pa siya binabayaran. Same as with MOOE ngayon, di ba meron kang 40, then 25 as obligated, meron ka pang matira. So every month yan or every time na nag-expend, na babayad ang government, nakikita mo kung meron pa bang balance dun sa allotment. Pero iba yung appropriation, ha? Okay, just no? Then capital outlay, 160, may unobligated pa natin. Next. Under the incurrence of obligation, magkakaroon na ngayon ng notice of obligation request and status adjustment. If the obligations is recorded, na-record na, di ba? And or is above needed to be adjusted, the subsequent adjustment shall be made through a notice of, just in case lang naman to na merong addition or deduction, no? Kapag may, again, that is my adjustment, just in case. Okay? So, okay na tayo. Now, up to this point, nothing is recorded yet in the accounting books. The recordings above are made on the budget registries pa lang, di ba? Yung mga registries natin. So, journal entry shall be made kapag employees have rendered services. Puro contract pa lang naman eh. Kapag yung office supplies is delivered na and the office equipment was also delivered. Okay. So, let's say na-deliver na yan. Okay na, tapos na. The next thing is the disbursement authority, no? May allotment, nagkaroon na ng incurrence, then there will be a notice of cash allocation. Okay, disbursement authority, notice of cash allocation. Entity receives notice cash allocations from DBM amounting to 200,000 net of tax. This time, a journal entry shall be made in the accounting books because the financial statement elements of the entity are now affected. Increase in cash, increase in revenue. So you have to debit cash, regular 200,000, subsidy from the national government. Yan yung to recognize the receipt of NCA from DBM. When I was studying, like you sing, tawag ko dyan, no? Subsidy from national government, 200,000. Then the registry is used to monitor the NCA. So meron tayong tinatawag na RANCA, no? At RANTA. RANCA is the Registry of Allotments and Notice of Cash Allocations. Okay, so yan yun. Okay, so ang allotment na na-receive natin is 300,000. Pero ang notice of cash allocation is 200. May unutilized pa tayo na 200 kasi hindi pa naman natin na-disburse kaya unutilized pa siya and unfunded allotment. So I hope you could still follow, no? So, actually, class, after ng NCA, so this is just an example, no? All you need to do is magre-record na tayo sa different journals which will be done later, no? So, itutuloy ko yan, no? Sa susunod. So, for now, just to end here, no, our discussion, so we have appropriation, allotment, incurrence of obligation, disbursement authority, disbursements, billing and collection, etc., etc. So, nandito na ngayon tayo sa number 4. Okay, then we will continue on 5, 6, etc., etc. on our next lesson. For now, no, we will stop here and I will do another recordings next meeting. Okay, so that's all for tonight. So, good night. I'll just have to upload this, okay? Thank you.